The Internet blackout that changed a nation, India's digital crisis. In August 2019, India implemented what would become the longest Internet shutdown in a democracy's history. The region of Jammu and Kashmir, home to over 12 million people, was cut off from the digital world for more than 550 days. This unprecedented blackout not only disrupted daily life but also ignited debates about digital rights, governance, and the balance between security and freedom in the world's largest democracy. For a region that was already politically sensitive, the sudden disappearance of connectivity transformed everyday life, creating challenges that went far beyond what most outside observers could imagine. From families unable to communicate with loved ones, to businesses losing revenue, to students being unable to complete online coursework, the impact of a disconnected society was deeply felt. On August 5, 2019, the Indian government revoked Article 370 of the Constitution, which had granted Jammu and Kashmir special autonomy for decades. The decision instantly changed the political and administrative landscape of the region. While the government argued that this step would integrate Jammu and Kashmir fully into India and lead to development and investment, many locals saw it as an erosion of their historical rights. The immediate aftermath saw widespread protests, curfews, and unrest. In response, the government imposed a communications blackout, suspending mobile internet, broadband services, and even restricting landline connections. The stated goal was to prevent the spread of misinformation and maintain public order. Yet, the effect was far more profound, creating a society that was digitally cut off from the world, unsure of events beyond their immediate surroundings. The human cost of the blackout was immense. Students faced unprecedented challenges as exams, online classes, and digital resources became inaccessible. Teachers struggled to maintain educational continuity, while parents worried about the academic futures of their children. Local businesses, particularly small shops and entrepreneurs who relied on online platforms for transactions, faced a dramatic decline in revenue. Many industries were forced to operate in cash-only environments, losing the efficiency and security of digital payments. Healthcare services, too, were affected. Patients and doctors struggled to communicate, schedule appointments, or access online medical resources, leading to delays in treatment and, in some cases, preventable complications. Social isolation added to the emotional burden, as people could not reach friends or family outside the region, and news from outside the valley became scarce and unreliable. Over time, the mental health impact became evident, with heightened anxiety, depression, and feelings of helplessness among residents. Economically, the blackout was devastating. Estimates suggest that the region lost billions of dollars in productivity, tourism, and commerce. E-commerce platforms halted operations, freelancers lost access to clients, and small businesses saw sales plummet. The tourism sector, previously a major source of revenue, was particularly hard hit, as travelers canceled trips due to safety concerns and lack of connectivity. Even agriculture and local markets faced disruption, as farmers could not access market information, digital banking services, or logistical coordination. This economic vacuum deepened inequality, as those with resources outside the blackout could maintain operations while those dependent on local connectivity suffered disproportionately. The long-term implications for regional development were significant, leaving scars that extended far beyond the duration of the blackout itself. The international community reacted strongly. Human rights organizations, such as Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, condemned the move, labeling it a violation of fundamental rights to freedom of expression and information. The United Nations expressed concern, urging the Indian government to restore communication channels and respect human rights. The world watched as a major democracy executed a digital shutdown of unprecedented length. Media outlets globally debated the ethics and legality of the decision, while tech companies faced criticism for being unable to provide alternative solutions. Despite mounting international pressure, the Indian government maintained that the blackout was essential for national security, claiming it prevented the spread of inflammatory content, rumors, and potential acts of violence. Legal battles eventually reached the Supreme Court of India. Petitioners argued that the indefinite suspension of internet services violated constitutional guarantees of freedom of expression and the right to information. In January 2020, the Supreme Court acknowledged these concerns, ruling that prolonged internet restrictions should be proportional, justified, and time-bound. The court emphasized that access to the internet had become integral to exercising fundamental rights in the modern era. Following this ruling, services were gradually restored in phases, yet full access and trust were slow to return. Even after partial restoration, many areas remained restricted, and residents lived under a digital shadow for months, wary of any online activity that might draw scrutiny from authorities. The social consequences of the blackout were equally significant. Communities felt isolated not only from the outside world but also internally, as digital communication among neighbors, families, and friends was limited. Social media, a key tool for organizing, staying informed, and sharing experiences, was absent. Misinformation and rumors circulated in word-of-mouth networks, creating anxiety and uncertainty. The prolonged isolation contributed to widespread psychological stress, affecting relationships, productivity, and community trust. Youths, in particular, faced a sense of alienation, unable to connect with peers or access educational and professional opportunities that were increasingly digital. The blackout exposed the stark digital divide in India. While metropolitan cities and regions with robust internet infrastructure continued to thrive online, conflict-affected areas like Jammu and Kashmir were left disconnected, highlighting disparities in access to information and technology. This divide amplified existing social and economic inequalities. Students and professionals in other regions could access global opportunities, while Kashmiris were effectively frozen out of the digital economy. The incident underscored the urgent need for inclusive digital policies and equitable infrastructure development to ensure that all citizens, regardless of geography, can participate fully in the modern world. The blackout also brought attention to issues of media censorship and information control. Traditional media outlets operated under strict surveillance, and journalists faced challenges in reporting freely. The absence of social media and digital platforms curtailed citizen journalism, limiting the flow of information from the region to the rest of the world. The blackout inadvertently created an environment where misinformation, rumors, and uncertainty could thrive, as there were no reliable online sources to verify facts. This situation highlighted the delicate balance between security measures and the public's right to information in democratic societies. The internet blackout in Jammu and Kashmir was more than a temporary disruption. It was a transformative event that revealed the interconnectedness of technology, governance, and human rights. It demonstrated the profound impact that digital access has on education, commerce, healthcare, and social cohesion. The blackout challenged assumptions about security, freedom, and the responsibilities of a democratic state in a digital age. As India moves forward with its digital agenda, the story of Jammu and Kashmir serves as a powerful reminder that the internet is not merely a convenience. It is a fundamental tool for participation, empowerment, and connection in the modern world. Ensuring that access is protected, equitable, and responsibly managed is essential for the health of both democracy and society. The blackout left scars, but it also sparked conversations about the future of internet governance, citizen rights, and the role of technology in society. It remains a stark lesson that digital freedom is inseparable from democratic principles, and that cutting off access to the world has consequences that extend far beyond the immediate moment.